Alright, you fucking wankers, welcome to another YouTube video. I'm gonna keep it short, nice, and fast, just like your ex when she left you. The reason I'm making this video is a group coaching call that I had with my personal students, but I would like to share some secrets with you guys as well. So you're going to see literally how you are supposed to start off a call, how you're supposed to escalate it so that you end up being very friendly, but then you're able to be very serious and actually escalate things in the proper way so the prospects can see where they're fucking up in their lives, because it is your job and no one else than your fucking job to make them realize that their life is fucked and they need help and they need to actually fix this stuff. Because without you, they're gonna go back to their fucking houses and they're gonna cry to their beds out. They're gonna wank off in the dark and they're just gonna cry out so that the day starts again, so that they can keep having a shitty life. It is your job to help them because you're the only one who's genuinely gonna fucking care. So do your best. Watch this video where you literally see how you ask proper good questions so the prospects don't think you're an idiot. Watch this video so you can understand how you escalate and become a good closer with time on the call. Watch this video so you understand how to be warm, but also how to be very competent. And watch this fucking video so that you can feel what it is to have a mentor who reviews your calls, who makes sure that you do your best, and make sure you make some fucking money. All right? So enough with the intro. Go for it. So, welcome, lads. Another beautiful Hunter's Call. Basically, yes, roasting a lot of Tyler because he was afraid of challenging a rationalization. And instead of calling it out and say, hey, dude, what the hell? He dropped a word track, the typical heavy is the head who wears the crown, a different one.
That's crazy.
So, basically, what I told him is that he's losing money and he's not a man. Literally, I told him that. So, I expect changes on that or not, in case you don't like money. But if you like it, you might want to change that. Okay, so let's begin. Starting as always, questions that you might have about anything. I'm already raising hand. Anything, you guys can let me know. If you also prefer to watch a call, like a review of a call, we can also do that. If you guys want to do a role play, we can do that. If you guys just want to spend the whole evening roasting Kevin, we can do that. You just let me know what you guys want to do. So I'm all ears. Amro.
Yes. So there was a special request to give it a few seconds, review
Okay.
that from a fellow hunter. I sent it in the chat.
Okay. Cool. How do
There's
I
another
even...
one, but this is already 9 minutes, so I don't think we'll actually watch the other one or listen to the other one.
Okay. I cannot open this. It's
the one you sent me on WhatsApp.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Nah, but this is 10 minutes. What the fuck? Matt wanted me to review something of a cold call, but 10 minutes, dude. Matt, what the
That's what
fuck?
he sent.
We're not gonna be spending 10 minutes like on just the voice thingy. Now what we do. So true, I forgot that. Special request to review Jared's call. What is Jared's call? George, you put it in the chat.
Yeah. It's I'm
I
trying to
just
find
shared.
it now. He put it in the WhatsApp. Oh, you fucking boss. It's like 4 minutes, I
Oh,
think.
yeah. I remember this one. Okay. This
Yeah.
one is definitely one that we do want to see. You
I
also...
sent you the one you sent me.
Yeah. Good shit. Okay. So looks like it's reviews day. All right then. Let's see. What we have. We have a loom from Enjonator that is like 12 minutes. We have... What did you send? Why did you send the recording of this, Enjonator? If we have time and you put if we have time and you send basically the recording of today's call.
Fuck, that was the wrong thing.
I assumed. Kevin sent the loom as well. He wanted to set no. All right, let's see what we got. This is the right one. Okay. So yeah, it's literally the one that I have. So okay. All right. Let's start with the one from Jared. You guys were kind of curious about that one, so we go this, we put like this. Seeing this? Jared's not even hearing it's a review. Motherfucker. You guys seeing this shit or not? Talk.
We can see it.
Yeah. All right, let's see what we got.
Jared, how are you today?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
Good.
Now's a good time for you to take the call?
Yeah.
This guy is like the biggest racist ever. Isn't he? Just look at him. Wow.
You have time and everything? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I am the advisor, Jared, as you can see here, for so pretty much on this call, it's going to be very simple. I'm just going to ask you some questions, really get to understand, everything you have going on, what makes you, what you don't want to work with us, things like.
Do you see why I always like that kind of intro of I'm not sure what this offer is. I think it's the epoxy one. I don't know. But basically, let's say it's ecom. Let's see if I can help you make more money with ecom. It's let's see if I can help you make money with ecom. It would have been immediately a nice builder of trust, because he built nothing. That's what I don't like about this. It's too jumpy. At least I would have said, hey, what are you, in the middle of a forest or something? It's like, no, it's like, okay, I don't know, something to talk about, It's like it's too direct and to the point, which I like, but like this, especially with this prospect, it seems like he's angry. He feels like he's about to beat his wife and about to create a revolution against black people. Like literally, this is the stereotype. So yeah.
Things like that. At the end, as long as everything checks off and seems like a good fit, I'll go ahead and show you what the program looks like and pretty much how we can help if we can. All right?
Okay.
Cool. Also, Bobby, just I'm a very direct and transparent person, so I expect you to be the same as well.
Bobby, without saying anything, it's way more direct than Jared. So, in this aspect, it wouldn't be needed. I would just say I'm very transparent with the stuff. I expect the same out of you. Good.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. So I'll let you kick things off. Just tell me what led you to book a call with us today. We can take it from there.
I'm getting ready to start a business, and I'm not sure how I'm going to get leads.
Okay.
Why is Jared taking so long? So it looks like a prospect who is kind of like combative. So I would just go immediately. I wouldn't look down and write that. It's like, so starting a business and you don't know how to get leads. Yeah. Okay. And then you can ask both sides if you guys want to. It's like, have you already started with anything at all with the business? Or how many leads you got so far? None. Both can do the trick, and you have to ask both. I would probably personally start with the leads. I would say, okay, how many leads you have already? None. Okay. Have you started this business? No. It's like, okay, do you know how to start a business? Basically, that's how I'm going.
So you're getting ready to start your epoxy business, I would assume, right?
Right.
And you just don't know how to get leads. Where are you in that process?
Okay.
What do you mean?
You see, I was about to call that out. Bobby White has beat me. What are you in that process? What does that mean? You have to be precise with the questions. Otherwise, prospects like this happen. So be precise.
In getting started with the business.
I got the website up. I got my FEN and all my, business paperwork filed with the state and federal. I got the business bank account. I currently run a business that's in a different field, right, in new construction. And I spent 10 years in home services. So that's kind of the background that's leading me to go this direction. But Honestly, like, yeah, you go ahead. And if you have a couple more questions, go ahead.
Okay, so your current business.
So I'm calling that out and I'm saying, what do you mean with a couple more questions? You don't like me to ask you these questions? Immediately I'm going there, right? Because if I don't diffuse it now and I keep asking questions, conflict. So yeah,
New construction. What do you do there?
wrong.
New residential foundations.
Okay.
So you see, Jared is not even, what Jared is doing right now is thinking, what can I ask? Yeah? You guys are paying attention or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Jared is literally asking himself, what can I ask this guy? While Bobby is, why is this fucker asking me these questions? Just show me what you got. There's a big disconnection here, and Jared is not catching it. So what Jared has to say already, I'm just going to keep saying, you're barely giving me answers and you're not liking me asking you these questions. Considering that you agreed for me to ask you questions to see how I can help you, what's going on? So the more he doesn't do this, the more Bobby Whitus is going to be pissed off and there's going to be a conflict.
How long have you been doing that for?
Most of my life. It was a business my dad owned before me.
Okay. So how many years is that?
You see, this is, you guys did, all of you do this, which is, you don't adapt, you don't assume formlessness. You say, okay, this is the moment where I'm supposed to ask questions and dig deeper. So I'm just going to keep doing this. But you're not paying attention to what you have in front, which is this guy being pissed off already after 3 basic questions. Jared has, I'm going to take a wild guess, he has 1.5 more questions. And then this guy is exploding. Let's see how accurate I am.
20 years.
Okay. Is something funny? I noticed you laughed.
Okay, he realized now. Good.
Because you said how long, I said most of my life, and you said how long is that? I just thought that was, I guess I don't see the relevance in how long I've been doing residential foundations.
Okay. So do you understand why I'm asking you these questions or no?
To a certain degree, I guess.
So now he's getting good at it. I guess we cannot prove my theory that if he asked one more question, the dude would have been pissed off. But this is the conversation he should have had 3 questions ago. Because he's doing it now, it's a problem. So far, Bobby Whitus doesn't seem like a bad prospect. He's just someone who doesn't get why this is happening. So far, actually, if someone is right, is probably Bobby. Literally, because he's like, why are you asking me these questions, right? Maybe Jared wasn't clear enough. Maybe Jared didn't build a rapport that was needed. And with maybe, I mean definitely. But also we can give some points to Jared because he said, I'm going to ask you some questions and then I'm going to explain. So it's just a matter of reminding this to the prospect and asking, why are you so, why you don't want to see the relevance of this? Also, now roasting Jared, do you guys believe his questions were good and on the ball?
Nah, they could have been more precise.
Give it a rate 1 to 10.
5.
Only 2 people are gonna rate. Are you guys listening? All right. So questions were like a 5. I agree with Andronate there. And if Jared's questions were good, right on the ball, and right like, okay, this guy would have kept on talking. Because Jared's questions were slow and not relevant. And I even agree with this guy. He said that he's working all his life, and then he said how long. Yes, you can be more specific, but that's already enough. You can say, okay, how old are you now? You can do it that way. So multiple things that you can do to really get the ball rolling in a way that is more accessible, especially with a prospect like this. So yeah, it's very important to ask good questions, because when you ask good questions, this doesn't happen. Prospects actually follow along because they know you don't fuck around. Yeah.
But no, why don't you tell me? Why are you asking these questions?
Yeah. So if we're gonna work together, I need to know that one, we could help you, and also that it makes sense for us to work with you. So it's obviously your business, right? So I have to know about you as a person, not just giving you leads with epoxy.
And
Does that make sense?
position? What's your position with this company?
I'm the advisor.
What does that mean? Who do you
Means
advise?
I'm
Now he fell for his frame. He lost already. I'm this guy. I'm this guy. It's like, if he would have asked me, what's your position with this company? My position with this company is, I am the one who is in front of the door. I can open the door for you, or I can shut it. With this attitude, do you prefer me to shut it? We can leave the call here. That's me holding a frame. Jared saying, I'm the advisor, he's falling for his frame. So he's losing in real time now.
I advise you on if it makes sense.
Dude is vaping. I'm shutting the door. And also, I advise you, I wouldn't do that. I'm the advisor of the company. And I'm the one who oversees who works with who. If I don't believe that you're going to be successful with us, I don't advise you. I will not allow you to work with us. If I believe that you can be better on your own, you're going to be better on your own. That would be the answer that I would have give, but not in this scenario. I would have give that answer if someone genuinely asked me, like on good terms. By the way, what is your position? I'm not understanding. Like genuinely, they don't. I can explain it like that. But this type of question is basically, who the fuck are you? And Jared just bite that. So yeah.
Sense to work with us or not.
It's like, how much are me and you going to interact if I were to hire this company?
After this call, not much.
Okay.
But why?
Because I don't think you and I get along so far.
So obviously the guy is super conflicted, right? Usually you don't get people like this. But you know what's the good thing about Bobby is that he's actually saying the stuff. He actually says it. He's real, like I teach you guys to be. Now, my question to you guys is he right or wrong?
Well, he's right in the sense that they're not getting along well. But
Nah,
yeah,
getting
Jared.
along is him trying to soften the blow. What is he really saying to Jared? Think of it from his perspective. What is he saying to Jared?
Show me what you have so we can make this decision and I can
No.
leave.
No. What is
That he doesn't like
there
him.
we go. George got it. That he's incompetent. Why? Because of the questions that Jared is asking. This guy just saw Jared as someone incompetent. He said, I don't want to work with this guy. Literally, this is what's happening here. He says, this guy is not someone who I want to work with. And you cannot blame him. Guys, whether this guy is a dickhead or not, literally, he even looks like a dick. Whether he is a dickhead or not, if you were him and you get on a call and you're getting questions that are like, what the fuck are these questions? Even if you're really nice and you go along with it, wouldn't you be doubting the competence of the other guy in front? And why is it important for you to be considering that? Because you're about to put money into this thing. And you're not going to put money if you don't believe that these people can really help you. So this is why I am saying so much that you guys need to train and become better. Because if you don't, this happens. And you're not competent enough. And the prospects see you as someone who is not able to do the stuff. And then they just say, you know what? I don't want to work with these people. It is literally the women analogy. You go talk to a woman, but you're what's up? Of course, she's not gonna want to be with you. It doesn't matter if you look super attractive. She will feel like you're an idiot. She'll be like, yeah, you know what? I don't want to be with this guy. So it's literally the same. Yeah. Is everyone understood this? Awesome. You either have to challenge the shit out of him or be an extreme authority or he's out. The thing is that, yes, it's the only thing that you can do at this point. But the problem is that Jared fucked up by asking the wrong questions. Okay? That's the reality. Jared fucked up by not seeing the stuff from the get-go. So, yes, the only solution now is to really challenge and say, dude, we can do this or we don't, and we just leave it here. But the reality is that the fault of the problem, even though the prospect is a complete dickhead, is that Jared didn't ask the proper questions. That's why we're in this position. And Andrew rage quit? What? I don't know about that call. The toy guys? What is that call? I need to know that one about Andrew Nader. What the hell? You rage quit a call?
Wait, what? What call?
Toys guy.
Oh, yeah, that fucking call. Yeah, you've seen it. It was
I
shit.
seen it.
You reviewed it way, way back ago. It's a fucking masterclass, though. Actually, you guys should go back and watch it. It's really good.
I don't even remember, but I'll believe you. Okay. So, anyways, let's keep going a bit more.
Why do you say that?
I don't care for you in a personal way. I don't like that you asked me why I laughed. I found that to be oddly direct, given the dynamic between us right now. The 10 years I spent in home services was in sales, so you're clearly
Jared is doing the right approach now by just leaning in, curious, not like, what do you say? It's like, he's like, okay, I'm listening to you. Good mindset on him.
doing a discovery right now, which is cool. I know that that's going to be the beginning of this conversation, but your handling of it was clunky and awkward and didn't do anything to put me at ease or develop any rapport whatsoever. Put me on the deep end.
Bobby's fucking right. You gotta call it out. He's even teaching him to build rapport. I said it. I said it too when I reviewed it. It's true. It's true. He is right, and Jared fucked up, and he's even bringing it up to him. That's crazy. That's crazy.
And that's why I laugh. So when I laugh, because I'm defensive as the customer, your job as the sales rep is to self-analyze and go, oh shit, I made him defensive, not attack my defensiveness and try to analyze why I'm being defensive. So it's just, you've done a horrible job in sales so far. I want to continue with the call or finding out more about the company. So I'm willing to stay on the call. I just don't care for you personally. It's just, I'm not going to stretch that out to the rest of the company.
He schooled him. He just schooled him. I agree with him 100%. He roasted Jared. He just roasted him. He gave him a hunter's eye. Yeah, pretty much. He just got a free 101. So it's true though. In a way, I think the only thing that we can kind of dissect there is when he was laughing, the proper way would have said that something happened, maybe in a softer way, because this is a conflicted prospect, clearly. All right. But again, the problem wasn't necessarily that. It was the fact that the prospect, like I said, from the minute one, he did not like the questions, and Jared didn't call it out. That's why he got this way. And it's true, he didn't build any rapport. It's basically what I said. This is the perfect explanation of what happens if you don't do the right things, if you don't build rapport, if you don't ask the right questions, if you're not sharp enough to see the stuff. This is what happens. So it's great. I mean, the dude is right. Okay. I think obviously he's exaggerating a bit the fact that you put me on the defensive because I laughed and you went attack it. It's like, no, if someone laughs, you got to say, hey, it's everything okay. Something happened. Right. That's not necessarily incorrect. You have to call out things, The thing is that because Jared didn't pay attention, he didn't know why the laugh was. I don't know if this is making sense. He should have called it out earlier. That's basically what I'm saying. So, anyways.
All right, man. I really just don't think it's a good fit. So I appreciate it, but you have it going.
And that was not the best attitude. Simply because what happened with my camera? What the hell? Wait, give me a second. Oh, wait.
Matcha attack.
There we go. So, basically, because Jared actually fucked up, he shouldn't rage quit himself, saying, yeah, it's not a good fit. All right. That's not what he should have done, because the prospect is right. Now, if I'm on the call and I made all those mistakes, I'm going to say, I completely understand it. And you're right. You're absolutely right. The only reason, by the way, on the thing that I would like to challenge you on is you laughing is because it's out of concern, not by attacking you more. Because if you're laughing, it's like, what's going on? And then I can build a conversation again. Immediately saying, yeah, it's not a good fit, I'm out. That's wrong. Especially because, again, Jared is the one who fucks up. Obviously, the prospect is conflictive, but he's right. Yeah. And I think that was the mistake here. So this is a great masterclass. This is a great lesson on you have to do the parts that I teach you for a reason. When I started the call, I said, if this was ecom, again, I'm not sure what the fuck. Okay, this is a lead generation. So basically, I'm going to start a call saying, man, great meeting you. I'm Jared. I'm the advisor of this company. Okay, let's see if I can help you get some leads. Okay, sure, awesome. What are you in the middle of a park or something in the car? You wouldn't be upset with by sounds or anything? No, it's all good, man. Okay, good shit. So let's start then. And I would start like that. So that will be the first part that he fucked up. And the second is the questions. The quality of the questions weren't good. Keep in mind the questions that he asked versus my questions would have been, okay, did you start with the business already? No, not really. All right. With leads, do you already have some leads? No, not really. None so ever. Okay. How do you plan on getting those leads? Yeah, no, I'll call with you. That's why I'm here. Okay. I am the only path that you have to getting those leads, or you already figure something else? No, just you. It's like, you see how I'm getting through the stuff very quickly, and it doesn't feel like a discovery. Like he even said, this feels completely different. It feels like I'm on the ball and I'm getting to the stuff that really matters so that we can do business, which I would have caught up very quickly by this guy because it's how he is. So if this guy who already has a company, he already knows about sales, blah, 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 high chances that I would have closed him without having an argument, because we will really get along on this side. Okay. So just keep that thing in mind. There's a reason on why I'm telling you to do this stuff. I will always give you the flexibility, and you guys know, to change words, to flip orders, depending on what's going on in front of you. You should never be a scripted idiot at any point, but you have to do this stuff. When I give you flexibility, it's not to omit the stuff, it's to change it or adapt it to the situation. But there was no reason to not build any report. There was no reason to not ask good questions. Also, it was an easy start. I mean, he said that he wanted leads. It's like, okay, how many leads do you have? How many did you get? How do you plan on getting those? So it shouldn't have been like this, if this is making sense, lads. So yeah. Anyways, I would like to hear most of you, a takeaway from most of you, not just from you two handsome lads, because this is very important. If you have nothing to say, don't say it, right? It's fine. But this is very important, actually. Very. So, Tyler?
To be a good sport, I think, Andrew, your hand was up before me. It just got down because you spoke, right?
Actually, it is true.
Yeah.
It's true. Also, he's white.
So go ahead first.
And he's white.
Yeah, and he's
so,
white. So
yeah.
I have no choice.
Yeah,
He's my slave
Andrew?
master.
I'm actually a person of color from today on, but
Oh,
okay,
okay.
appreciate it. Two questions really. First, maybe this was just me, but beyond Jared not building rapport in the beginning, was it just me, but I also felt like Jared overall was very cold. So would that also been something you should have changed?
100%. 100%. Yeah, I'm saying it as an assumption when I say that you build rapport, but yes, if you break it down, is the energy. It's not the same to you guys see my calls, don't you? I am literally the meanest and the most direct motherfucker exists. And when a call starts, hey Tyler, great meeting you. I'm basically Mother Teresa when the call starts. There is a reason on why I do that. There is a reason. Yes, you want to start. You want to start your interactions by being extremely warm. Extremely warm. Don't start with competence. Jared started with competence. Like, okay, let's do this. Don't do that. There is also another famous coach who does the same. All right, let's begin. You need to be human first. It takes you 3 fucking seconds. I'm not saying to chit chat like they're your BFF, but be human. All right. Be human. Literally, I'm gonna show you guys a part of a recording. But before this call, I had a group call. Before that call, I had a call where 2 girls show up, right? And they were like this. Literally, with like, this is awkward as fuck. And the first thing I said was, obviously, I said, hey, X, I'm not gonna say their names. And they were like, so my immediate reaction to that was saying, well, I'm not sure. I don't think you guys booked just to see my pretty face, right? And they both started laughing. And it's just being that warm, you know? You cannot, for example, if I went with competence in that console to say, okay, so let's talk. What are you guys, why are you here? You cannot, especially in situations like this. Those 2 girls were uncomfortable. This guy was like, he was in sales. He knew that the discovery was going to happen. He even said it. That's why he was like, this question's fucking hell. So it's better to be fast and realize what you have in front, because if you don't, this happens. Also, keep in mind that Jared lost because he left, not because the prospect left. That's usually a bad indicator. Usually. So anyways, Angelinator, anything else?
Yeah. Given that this guy was so direct and he also knew about sales, let's say you are the closer in this case, would you have been able to go into extreme depths with him? I don't know, that his fucking wife is divorcing him, or not really?
It's I don't know why you guys think it's more difficult. It's easier with people who are in sales because they already know. So if I literally am with someone who knows about sales, I'm going to tell them, okay, you know how it goes. All right. I won't be a dickhead asking you annoying questions, but I need to know that you're someone who actually is someone who we will want to associate. Because with all honesty, this is not like a program that I'm just trying to get money out of you and good luck. It's like I actually get compensated if I get good people, not just any people. Okay. So if I see that you're actually someone who's going to be successful at this, I'll explain you the pitch and everything. But before I need to run a little discovery. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you where you're going to be in 6 months. Like I genuinely don't give a shit. Okay, that's your life. But today I care about who you are now and what do you want to do. And they'll be like, you can tell me. I might even put this one on YouTube. Anyone who listens to this shit out of you guys, or anyone in closing, anyone in sales who listens to that and said, right on, I like that. Because they know it's like you're literally being straightforward and efficient. All right. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to be warm at the beginning. That makes sense?
Yeah, that's fucking great. And then just finally as well, given that rapport building is so important, maybe I've just misunderstood you so far, but is there a reason you don't necessarily advise to maybe ask them, oh, where are you calling from? Or like just anything to maybe build some more rapport? beyond just saying, okay, let's see if we can help you land a job in, for example?
Because yeah, it's a great question. All you need to do is show a little bit of warmth so that the prospect realizes that you're not just there to collect money and that you're actually someone who he can get along and talk to. But the real rapport is built through the understanding and you being sharp in the call. Not by talking about the Team China and by talking about Sylvester Stallone. If you're my prospect, I'm calling that immediately. It's like, Rocky's a fucking G. And you're like, yeah, he's a fucking G. All right, let's see if we can win against Apollo. So, and I'm starting. And now it's like, you don't need more rapport than that. You know I'm a G. Immediately. All right. So if you do it correctly, that's all you need. And doing it more tends to you remember, guys, when I explained you how charisma works, that charisma is an entity built of two things: competence and warmth. Okay. If you go extremely on the competent side, you're a psychopathic idiot, and people are skeptical of you and they don't want to work with you. Hence what we just witnessed. If you are going too much on the warm side, you're basically a bimbo. Everything is nice. You're basically a white chick ordering Starbucks. Also not good. I don't want to work with her. She's an idiot. So obviously, the extremes are very bad. But if you're able to be both at the same time, you're charismatic, and everyone loves a charismatic person. So you need to be warm from the get-go, from the start, without overdoing it, and then jumping into competence. And whilst you're being competent, you start showing some signs of warmth with your faces, with your tonality, by being present, by catching things in the call. Yeah. But if you start adding more and more stuff, like, hey, that's where are you calling me from? If I told you about the background and then I ask you, where are you calling me from? And then I ask how your day was, you're like, dude, what am I here to? Is this Omegle? I think it's Omegle, the page that you talk with random people. It's like, what the fuck, right? So that, I don't know if this explanation is making sense. Also, before you confirm or deny, you're an authority. Yes, an authority is like going to a doctor. Imagine this: you go to the doctor's office, and the doctor says, hey, you're jacked. It's like, yeah, thank you. Anyways, why are you here, man? That's the doctor you want. You don't want the doctor who just, you enter, is like, okay, take your pants down. It's like, shit. You don't want that. Also, you don't want a doctor who starts chit-chatting with you for 20 minutes. You're like, dude, what the fuck are we doing? You don't want that. Yeah? So it's the mix of both that makes it. And I can keep making this analogy with everyone. With a lawyer, if you show up to a lawyer and the lawyer starts chit-chatting with you, it's like, okay, you don't really seem like someone who I want to bet a lawsuit on. But if you just immediately walked in and the lawsuit is like, okay, what do I have to do? It's like, okay, I mean, it's efficient, but what the fuck? So it's, yeah, it basically, it's like you just walked into the doctor's office, like, all right, bend over. It's like, nah, So just keep that thing in mind. So is this making sense now, Anjunator?
1000%. Yeah, thanks.
Good shit. Tyler? Oh,
So the question
before you go, Jared, you got absolutely destroyed. You will see in the recording. We just review your call.
The
So
one where I got cooked by that dude.
you got cooked by that dude, by me, by the boys, by everyone. So
Okay, cool.
you're grilled.
Appreciate it.
All right, Tyler.
So one thing I wanted to ask is that being direct varies, right? It depends on that situation that you have in front. Like, let's say you start a call, you still have to be direct and straight to the point, but you do it in a more curious way. Because the thing that also has been happening on my calls is that I try to do stuff, but not in a direct way. That causes me to round. Same as like on Friday, where you're like, yeah, why? So why don't you just stay on that job? That is being direct, you get, but it's lower. And then there's a higher I think variance of being direct, which is, what the fuck, dude? It's like you tell me you don't You don't want to be here, but you at the same time you're fine with that. What's going on? So is that the difference? You still need to be direct regardless, but it varies in how much you boil the pot.
Yes. So, couple things there. Number one, until you don't fully accept how this is the way you're going to be, you'll never really make it. So you can re-listen to this, but when you said try. So you're still, there is a part of you who still hasn't really accepted to be this. So there's a part of you who's still afraid of challenging people, having the confrontations. As long as that exists, you won't be able to make it fully. All right. The second one is everything is different. Again, the advice I'm always giving you to adapt, to assume formlessness, it's extremely important. So the way that I am direct is going to be different with every prospect and with every single one of you when I'm giving you feedback. The thing is, it is crucial to, even though you adapt on the way. So multiple times I'd show you guys that it's like a highway. It's like a, like a thick highway, and you guys can play around in that highway. You don't have to go as a straight line in there. So that's what I mean. But you're still going in the highway. It's not like you went completely off it. So I'm giving you the highway, and you guys can drive in any direction in that highway as long as it is forward. But you can go to the sides as much as you want. And that is adapting within a specific realm, if that makes sense. So yeah, that makes sense or not? I don't know if that answered your question.
Yeah. The baseline is being direct, but it adapts along the way in how direct you are with that person. Some people don't need the what the fuck, dude, because really, it's very uncalibrated. Some people need it, but the baseline, you still need to be direct and straightforward to the point. Now, the second question I had is, could you be still calm because of the tonality and still be direct on it? Like, is that ever a mix, or do you just have to be always? That's why I've been saying try, because I'm still conflicted on that part.
With the example where you were afraid of challenging, the call that you had, do you remember that example, like from hours
Yeah.
ago? Okay. Why were you afraid of being a man?
It's because I was afraid of losing small.
Okay. Do you saw the way that I asked you that question? That was as soft and as gentle as it comes. And it still hit you like a motherfucker. Yeah?
Yeah, it's so good that I didn't even notice it. Like, for real. I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like this version much more. I'm going to fucking bash people, by the way.
Yeah, it's mastering tonality. It's
Okay, so yeah.
you being able to master tonality, you can do stuff like that. And you can soften it up if you want to, but you have to be direct. I can be direct by shouting at you or by talking just like I talked to you, that you didn't even realize that I stabbed you. Yeah?
Yeah. The Argentinian cunning. It's kicking though. Like I want the Smash version because I always thought I don't want to go back to the Oyo closer because he's still in me. It's just that don't want to bring him out because he's very much uncalibrated. But with this part, it's very direct, but you're still maintaining your calm, So yeah.
Yeah. So in calls, I would do it like this, or I would change it depending. I'm not telling you guys to be so soft that you're afraid of. I don't know why I'm always falling into this analogy. The Tao, the perfect balance, the yin and yang, the whatever you want to call it, is mastering both ends, and it's like creating the perfect balance between both. I am not telling you guys to be so soft that you are afraid of calling the things out. I am not telling you to be so direct that you're literally damaging or insulting or making people to feel like shit on purpose, because that doesn't help you. Like genuinely, it doesn't help you. It's finding the mix in the middle, especially with someone who you don't know. With you guys, I can push it more and be more direct. I can roast the shit out of you, but I'm still not gonna go to the maximum level. With prospects whom I just met, I have to take it a notch down. But eventually I'm gonna increase, you know, like I was saying with the boiling water. Eventually I start becoming more and more direct, more and more aggressive, more and more assertive. I need to do that, but it's not gonna be an immediate change, or it depends on the person who is in front. Again, there's so many variables, so many factors, and it's just common sense. Like I have a common sense is the least common thing. It's hilarious that they put it that name. I have a high degree, very high degree of common sense. You guys should be doing and working on the same as well. All of you should having an insane amount of common sense. All right? All of you should. Very important. And roasting you guys, the only one whom I see that has it is George. The rest of you are struggling with that common sense. So, common sense masterclass coming up. Not now, but I'll make a good one. But giving you a spoiler is a lot of presence. Be more present, okay? You need to catch it so that you don't miss out on things, right? It's having that capacity to put yourself in the prospect shoes, you know? The golden rule of sales. You can combine all this stuff and you will have the capacity to see, okay, do I need to be more direct here? Do I need to be softer here? How high do I have to speak here? How slow do I have to speak? How much can I challenge? How can I not? Where do I challenge? Where do I not challenge? It's just having this common sense to see what's in front and realize, yeah, I cannot do this actually. You know? Difficult to do, especially to men. You know, there's a popular joke in women. Isabel can probably vouch. That is like, oh, the men just don't understand anything. You just explaining them to them super clearly and they still don't understand it. Typical of women to say that. They're right. For men, it's more difficult to see that. So don't be that. Realize and you see how much power you have. So anyways, all this is making sense?
Yep. And it's my first time hearing you say a woman was right. But W, listen.
I feel kind of, but yes. Is he?
Basically, this was back on the other thing that you were saying about starting the call with rapport, is that you start it with rapport and it gives off a good impression. First of all, if they're nice, you instantly have good rapport with them, and if they're mean, like if they're not even a good prospect, if you start being super friendly, they can't have an attitude right up front with you because they'll just feel like an absolutely terrible person. Like, this person was just so nice to me and I can't just be like, okay,
Yeah.
let's get into it. I know you're trying to sell me. Like, you feel wrong doing that. I was thinking about this because the only times I've had people really, really go out on me, or like it didn't work, or they were just in a bad mood, or they were challenging me or something, is if I didn't build the rapport correctly up front. Because if I did, they were always nicer, regardless.
This is a great point.
That's what.
Great point. Beautiful. Yes.
And with people who are salespeople as well, I feel like it is easier, but it's also harder because they can catch you out. But if you're doing a good job, they're also easier as well. I mean, could you just say, like, you're also a salesperson, why are you trying to take the frame? Or like something like that. I don't know.
You could. It depends though, because maybe that is
Yeah.
actually combative. Like you're actually
Yeah, I
going
was
for a
thinking.
fight. So be careful on that one. But yeah, I would always prefer to sell to salespeople because it will be so much easier. You know, I will get along so much faster as well. Like, imagine
Yeah.
I'm trying to close you and I say to you, you know what? I don't feel like doing a long discovery. Do you feel like doing a long discovery? Nah, I don't feel like doing that. All right, let's talk about important stuff. Why do you want to do this? And I just started a discovery, but we both agree that we're not going to do discovery. So you see, it's so much
Yeah.
easier. So yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a great point on how you start calls like this. Great one. A couple other examples. Let's say in the worst case is cold calling, right? It's literally the most complicated one. Even warm calling, they just boom, bringing up someone. It's very easy if you're very direct and you use it to that directness to build rapport. It's very easy for you to not get a leech back on them. So ways that I would do it, for example, the typical, hey, I know but I'm giving you a cold call right now. You can tell me to fuck off if you don't want to, but that's one option. Another one is, hey, do you want the good news or the bad news? What do you mean? Good news or bad news? Okay, bad news. Okay, this is a cold call. The good news is that I could help you. You have 20 seconds. Something like this, it's kind of funny. It's direct. Or, John, I'm literally cold calling you. Do you want to hang up or do I at least want to hear what I have to say? Stuff like that. That makes people say, yeah, all right, what's going on? Probably most people say, okay, tell me. So it's a way of starting, and that's the most difficult. And then the easiest one, which will be a closing call, a proper closer. It's building a good rapport. And I just want to double down on what Isabel said, which is, if you're good, it's very difficult for people to be mean to you. But if you're cold and mean, it's very easy for people to be that way to you. Don't expect them to be nice and friendly to you if you're a dickhead. So yeah, great points, Isabel. Actually, great points. Anything else?
Nothing.
Okay.
Solid.
All right. Anyone else wants to say something on what we discussed? Someone has something, or?
Yeah, I just want to say, I think the reason that Jared didn't do so well and even kind of blamed it on the prospect when actually the prospect had a lot of the validity here. Same as Andre in that call with the toys guy. Because he felt so much pressure, he was like, oh shit, it's this guy's fault. He exteriorized the blame, he exteriorized the pressure, and he also exteriorized, well, pretty much everything. When he should have held on to it and said, oh, I like this pressure. I like it. I'm like Atlas, I'm holding the earth. I love it. Give me this pressure. And he should have been born in it. I know that's a bit cringy, but basically saying like, yeah, give me this pressure. I like this. Yeah, I like this. Hey, where's this coming from, brother? And smile through it instead of being crushed by it. And that's why I think that he let go of his skill, because it's not that Jared doesn't have any skill. And it's been the same for me. It's been the same for Andre. It's like it flies out the window when you're under pressure because you don't know how to deal with it. Just like your first ever closing call. Then you get used to closing calls and you're fine. But you're not so used to prospects being mean. So then you're back to level 1 where you used to be. So just learn to be fine in the pressure. I think that's my takeaway from this.
It's a great one. Have you heard the phrase that the tree that has the branches in hell in the sky has roots in hell?
Yeah.
All right. Good shit. So good one.
I heard that one from you, by the way. That's why I used it, but I fucked it up.
Yeah, I mean, I say analogies all the time, but in phrases all the time,
Oh,
but
it stabs me when you say it.
what are we gonna do? We're gonna be sharing a perspective in the future with the prospects. Are you gonna ask,
I'll never do
tell
that
them,
again, bro.
heavy is the head who wears the crown? Are we gonna quote Shakespeare now? What are we gonna do, man? Hmm?
I'll never do that ever again, bro. It stabs me.
Me and share a perspective? All right. So we're gonna do a skydiving analogy. Imagine you're skydiving. That's what we're gonna do. Come on, guys. All right. So no other takeaways on this, because I'm feeling Russian Comrade is gonna come up with the most Russian random ass question probably. So no? Okay. Russian Comrade.
Yeah, I'm about to pull a Tyler, kinda. So
Jaden. Yeah.
yeah, question on my situation specifically with getting onboarded to that new offer. I was looking for all of the stuff, and all of the thoughts I had in my mind, what a waste of fucking time. And that comes specifically from all of the red flags that I have seen with them, and from all of the from stuff what Jasper told me about the offer with that red hair guy. And I'm looking at it and thinking that's going to be another but worse. So everything in my mind says just don't bother, do something else. But I'm trying to balance in my mind. So is it just me seeing the red flags and trying to save my time, or is it just my brain fucking with me? Just go for it, see how it will work out. Because I will have a conversation with the ecom, one of our ecom guys. I don't feel like that about that offer, even though it didn't work out that well with an event. So I'm just trying to understand if it's my mind playing tricks with me, or if I should just concentrate on other things.
This is the clown offer, right?
Yes. And what Jaden is saying, the deal might be cooked, but it actually I don't feel that way about it because it was cooked during the event. But I actually kind of look more towards being the DM setter for that thing versus trying to make it as a closer for the clown.
So this is a gig that you will be a closer,
Yeah.
and you don't have to set your own leads. It's like, or you have to
It's
set them.
I'm pretty sure leads are coming through, but what I have seen lead quality is ultra low. This is why I said it's going to be the 2.0, because what I have seen is where expectation is like one close in 100 or something like that. It's something crazy.
Okay, no, accept, try it. You got nothing to lose, but don't leave the whole day for people to book calls with you. So maybe just in the morning, for example. That makes sense. Give yourself limited availability. Tell me.
See, my thing is because it's why I even asked a question if I would be able to jump on the calls and figure out if it works or not fast. Yes, onboarding is super long, whereas a shit ton of stuff I have to do, and I will be doing that versus actually trying to find something to make money right now because you know my situation. So it's
Do you
if
know?
it would be easier to get
Do you know?
started,
Do you know if another person is making money with that offer right now?
well, probably someone does.
Probably, or
Well, I
you
mean,
know,
if
or
offer exists, people make money, but again, it's how it's set up. It seems like again 2.0. So before actually something will come out of it, I will be there forever because this is just everything I saw so far. Points like it's going to be the same thing but worse.
okay. So you have the 100% chances of not making money versus the chances of maybe making money. I'm choosing that.
I'm
You're
sure I
not
understand.
lucky with that. You have 100% chances of not making money by not being there, or a chance of making money by being there. Choose that. And then if you find something better, you transition to that. If the onboarding is super long, do it as fast as you can, put all the information into GPT, help it summarize it, advance quickly.
Mhm.
You're in this situation again of, I'm getting opportunities, but it doesn't look like a super good opportunity. It's like, you need an opportunity. Can I mute Isabel? I can mute her. So I was going to say something brutal, but let's say that you need something. Well, do it. You know, if you need to do something, just do it. Then you can find something better. But
see, maybe my view is off, but where it comes from is it's I need money to survive right now, and this is why just picking opportunities, which essentially paid me nothing. It's like shit. So it wasn't necessarily I'm afraid of hard work. It's just trying to find something which will pay me right now, not a month and a half, is what I'm trying to say.
I know that. But that doesn't mean that you cannot take the opportunity and still do other stuff.
Mhm. Let me just start going for onboarding. Let me see how it goes. I will always get a chance to drop it at some point. I can drop it in tomorrow. I can drop it in a month. Let me see how it will go.
Absolutely. If you need money today, you need to rob a bank.
Mhm.
Like realistically, okay? Rob someone, pull a Kevin, pull a Tyler, like literally. These are opportunities that scale with time.
Mhm.
So give it that time. Give it that time. Okay. You want to talk more about this? We can do it in DMs. I don't want this to turn into a one-on-one internal coaching session.
Okay.
But my advice is do it. My advice is do it because you don't have a fucking choice anyways. And then you guys tend to do this, and not just you, all of you, which is I'm juggling with imaginary balls that I still don't have. I'm not sure which one I should pick. You don't even have the balls in the hand yet. What do you mean you're juggling with the stuff? You're imagining that you have them. Is like, which one should I pick? Is until you don't have the ball in the hand with the money, you don't choose something else. You need to do anything you can. You bring everything, and as soon as something gives you something, you see them later. Yeah, take everything. It doesn't matter if you don't perform as well. You need to take everything you can so that you can make something. But
So essentially, I accept everything, but as soon as I see what some things work out better than the others, I drop things which don't work as well, essentially. So
grab
goal
the
is,
four, fucker, and as soon as you find the 7, you leave the 7. Fuck the 7. As soon as you find a 9, you leave the 7. That's what you do.
okay,
Yeah?
makes sense. Thank
Great.
you.
All right. So, anyone else has a question? Otherwise, we jump into next review. Nope. Cool. All right. So, let's look at this one now. Andronator.
Yeah. Just for you to know,
Yes.
this was 2 months ago. Yeah, I think you already watched like the first 3 minutes of the Loom, but it was a good while ago.
Okay. Let's see. Anyways, quickly.
What's good, Luca? So this offer, some of the target avatars is also 95 people that are more corporate and they're very, very successful at their job, but they're looking to either leave it.
95 people? What does that mean? Like they're old or what?
No, sorry, I meant 9 to 5 people, like
Oh, I was
9 to
like,
5ers.
And in that case, I know what to do.
I had a brain lag there.
But in some cases, it's just to diversify, like get a passive income. So in this case, you'll see that I asked the lady, "You're doing very good at your current job." And she said she was making very good money. Why not just work a bit less hours? And after I dove a bit deep into that, she said, "Yeah, you know what? I might actually do that, but I'm still interested in this. So why don't we go through the program and let's see if this is something I want to do." So as you can see, there was already some kind of red flags there.
Well, let's say that happens clearly. You have to push more. Which basically is, okay, you could just keep going with your job then. What's the point of you doing this? No, I want to see what's going on. It's like, why do you want to see what's going on if you could just keep going on your job? When someone hops into a call people hop into calls like this because they want to spend money. Now they're anxious about the money amount, so they will be dependent on that. And a lot of them, that's why they just say, hey, how much is this? But they literally want to buy. They're not going to hop into the call just because they feel like it. And every time someone tells you that it is the case or that they could do something else, they're bullshitting you. So you need to address that. But obviously you cannot say it like this immediately. You have to say it in a way that is, what's going on? Why not doing this? Why not keep doing that? And they will probably sell themselves out of it. But if they sell themselves into it, you have to call that out and say, if you want to do this, why are you in this call? Because many times with many offers, excepting on the fitness offers for obvious reasons, I have a lot of people who told me, no, I just want to do this as a side income. And then it always turns out they never wanted a side income. They just wanted to leave their current job and make full money with this. So you need to get to that level of truth. But some people will tell it from the get-go. Other people will tell it after 15 minutes because they haven't even accepted that for themselves. It's not that they're lying to you. They're lying to themselves. So you need to keep that thing in mind. Anyways.
I have to, let's see how far we can go with this meeting because I can have to do something in half an hour.
Okay, half an hour. Then I asked her, okay, then it's probably better to reschedule, but she said, no, I'll never have the time otherwise. So, and I can go a bit over 30 minutes. In the end, we ended up having a 54-minute conversation. So, as you can see, she
Yeah, it's always the same, by the way. When a prospect tells you that, it's because they just don't want to spend time with that. You're gonna tell them, oh, we can just reschedule. It's like, no, I want to do it. Oh, interesting, bitch. And then you just keep going. But it's always like, it's never a problem. Unless it's always, yeah, actually I want to reschedule, because in that case, they're actually telling the truth. So yeah.
She was very straightforward.
So why don't you just go ahead and see what you got? And I'm a very fast learner, and I'll know right away if this is for me or not. Okay?
Okay, I love how you're absolutely. Let's do that. Okay. For context, this was her answer to.
Why are you laughing though? Why are you so happy? What the fuck, Antonator? She just took the frame and you're smiling like it's your birthday. Motherfucker. God damn it.
Okay, I love how direct you're absolutely. Let's do that.
Also, I would say the opposite. I don't like how direct you are. Why? Why are you trying to control a call where I'm seeing if I want to help you? Like, immediately I'm jumping into her neck. Like,
And
dude.
I'm a very fast learner, and I'll know right away if this is for me or not. Okay?
Okay, I love how direct you're absolutely. Let's do that. Okay. For context, this was her answer to my first question.
I'm just interested in it. I'm just interested in the idea, you know? It seems like doable, and it seems something that's sustainable. And it doesn't seem to be super time consuming.
So with this answer, it literally looks like she's not taking it seriously at all. So you don't do a recap here. You say, I'm going to call her Mademoiselle. Mademoiselle. It looks like you're not serious on this at all. At all. And she has to defend that because she's saying, yeah, it seems doable, seems accessible. It seems like this. It's like, no. I think I remember this in Alum. I think I pretty much told you the same thing. You need to, you got to call that out immediately. You cannot advance.
So compared to my actual job.
And my response was this. Okay.
Your response should have been, merde.
But what makes you interested in YouTube automation? Like, I understand the components that it's doable. It's not super time consuming.
Yeah, so I have, you know.
Yeah, pretty much the unique mechanism is facing the lion. Is like, but no, technically, the unique mechanism is to assume formlessness. But yeah,
I've always worked very hard to make money. I mean, and it's always, like at least 20 years in this last job, and thankfully I've been very successful in every job I've had.
She doesn't believe that. You guys caught that? No, I'll do it again.
Years in this last job, and thankfully I've been very successful in every job I've had. That's not the.
And it's not even, keep in mind that there is a no that is certainty, which is, this is absolutely important to me. When people lean in and they do it like this is absolutely important to me. So that's the truth. But this, I've been very successful. It's like, no, she's not successful at all. She's literally lying to you. So also, just proves the point. If you're so successful, why are you here in this call? Trying to just keep the thing in mind. You have to be zooming out. So she allegedly successful in this job. You can see that she's lying to you. And she's jumping on a call with a stranger to see something that maybe can work. Either she's bullshitting you and she knows this works, or she is desperate for something different. But it's not what she's saying.
Problem, and I always give it my all. But I mean, it's just interesting for me to have.
Every word, sorry to pause so much, but every word the prospect says, you can use it against them. She said that she gives her all when she does something. What can you say after that? Anyone?
You give it your all, but you don't take this call very much seriously.
Not just the call, but the idea itself. So again, if you're able to zoom out and connect all the dots, it's so easy.
I have a business that's kind of like, nobody knows it's your business. This is the best part about it. Like, this is, because in my business now, my face is on everything. Everybody knows my name, everybody knows my family, everybody knows everything. So I kind of like that aspect of nobody knows who I am, and I have this business, right? And I like to make, I mean, I like that it could be automatic if you set it right and eventually becomes automatic. I kind of like that aspect of it. And I kind of like the residual income part of it as well because it's repetitive, you know, and if it's accurate, you know, I've always liked those things, and I do.
There's so many ifs in her language. So many ifs. If it's accurate, if this residual, whatever the fuck she said, you have to call this out. You cannot advance.
You see how she said if it is accurate? Because the objection I got in the end was, yeah, really the price, which is extremely surprising because as you'll see, she was making fucking bank.
Of course, she's going to give you that objection if she doesn't believe in it. She's telling you that it's the money, but the reality is that it's not the money. Is that she doesn't believe in it. Or she does believe it, but she's not accepting it. And your job was to say, look, madame, what the fuck are you doing? You take things seriously, you're successful, but you're not taking this call seriously. You have been in a job that you don't like for 20 years. You're looking for a way out, and you're not even accepting it. By you having a serious conversation on this, the result would have been different.
But also, is this really real?
Proves the point.
So my question is, should I have called this out already here in the spot? Do you not believe that this is legit? Do you not believe this is real?
I'm assuming that because time passed already. Most of the feedback that I'm giving you, you already understand. You're already like, yeah, no, I get this, I get this. I'm just saying it so that everyone can also be in the loop as well. And yeah, but clearly you wouldn't have waited 7 minutes, almost 8 minutes to call this out. It's like you got to do it from the get-go.
This is something I run into with all my prospects. They're all so skeptical about this.
Yeah. I kind of like the residual income part of it as well because it's repetitive, you know, and if it's accurate, you know, I've always liked those things, and I do like the flexibility because in my current job, it's a lot of physical work. Like I have to be running around a lot, so I feel like maybe this would be a job where I won't have to be running around, and also in my job I have to be in a certain location all the time, like in a certain state, you know, and I like the, you know, the thing that I don't have to be where I am all the time. I can travel more. It's just more time.
That's probably the pain point, by the way. This is where in sales, it's useful to, so be very careful with this. Very careful. I said this before. Assumption kills sales. Yes, I think all of you know it. If you just fix it on one thing, bad. But you also need to just use common sense, which is, for example, in the call that we did on Friday, when Carlito was playing the prospect of a dude who is living with their parents, and it's all this like, well, obviously that's a pain point, like obviously. So I'm just gonna keep pressing on that. It's not even the fact that it might not be a big pain point for him. Maybe he doesn't give a fuck, but chances are he does. So it's not like I'm gonna assume that's the main problem, but at least I'm gonna dig on it because of common sense. Does the distinction make sense? Jaden and Jonator, no. There's a bit of doubt in both of your faces. Okay. So my point is, a full assumption is saying, in that case, with the call the other day, a full assumption is saying, yes, absolutely. The biggest pain point that Carlitos has is because he's living with his parents, right? Immediately going there and like, yeah, I know I'm going to spend the whole time on my calling there. Maybe the prospect that Carlito was playing doesn't really give a shit. Okay? So it's fine. But because of obviousness, usually you would be pissed off about it. So I'm going to ask it. At least I'm going to ask it, right? And then obviously we turn out it was a big pain point. So clearly that is, I was on the right track. I didn't exactly. We play with the odds and probability. Exactly. Perfectly said, Carlitos. All right. You're playing on what's the most likely thing. But I'm not assuming saying, yeah, it's 100% is the problem. What I am saying basically is like, it's very likely that this is the problem. I'm going to ask a question. If I'm wrong, it's good. I'm off. That makes sense now?
Yeah, 100%.
But I don't want you guys to be like, yeah, this is definitely the problem. I'm going to go here 100% say. No, just, okay, this makes sense. So I'm going to ask. So for example, in this case, what would be the most likely thing? Did anyone catch it?
That she's running out of time because she's fucking old.
Yes. And she said something in particular. You can even see it on the screen.
The physical, that it's tiring her.
No, I mean, yes, but no. My assumption would be this is the skill that I want you guys to develop, which is I literally become the prospect. It's not that I think for the prospect. It's not that I imagine. I literally become the prospect. And if I am this prospect and I am an old woman who has a job for 20 years and has to be physically in that place, what do old women want all the time for no reason? I want to travel. I want to travel. Right? And if she's older, no, Tyler. And if she's older, it's even enhanced because she has to be in that position all the time. So I have to at least consider that that is the most likely thing. So obviously I'm going to go leaning towards there a bit, see if I'm right. Maybe I'm not. Maybe every year she goes 2 times. But why did she say it? Usually prospects say this stuff for a reason. They're not going to say it just because they feel like it. This making sense?
Yep.
Good shit.
She was working in real estate, by the way, and she was the #1 seller in her state. And the goal was not for her to leave that because she really liked it. She made good money, but she just wanted to work a little bit less, like get a little bit.
So do you see how this knowledge that you're getting now would have allowed you to close her? And the difference it would have made?
Oh yeah, 1000%. One question I do have here, now that I'm going back and watching this Loomis, I'm saying that the goal was not for her to leave her job. In hindsight, maybe that she was just rationalizing and she wasn't telling me the truth. At the same time, I don't have your body language reading skills yet. So in cases like that, how do I know if they're actually telling me the truth or if they're just hiding it?
If you cannot read the face, read the facts. And the facts are, she's been on a job for 20 years. She doesn't have the freedom to go anywhere. However, she's on a call with you. Or yet she's on a call with you. So if you're already successful in a job for 20 years, why are you on a call with me? But why? Why do people, after decades on a job, jump into something like this? Because they're fucking tired of it. Because they're old, because they feel like they haven't really got anything with their lives, or maybe they did something, but they want something new. They're just bored of it. So that's the skill of just zooming out. And again, I don't just read the people's faces. I read the facts. I read the room. Do you guys remember when I explained to you that you read the environment, the tonality, the body language, and the words that they say? You pay attention to the 4 things. I'm talking about it because her words are telling me that she's fine with the job, but she also says that she doesn't have freedom. Her tonality tells me that she is acting like she doesn't care, but I'm seeing a lot of pain. Her body language tells me that she's lying to me. And the environment, which will be in this case, she being on a call with you about it, is that she's also lying to me. She wants something different. So if I combine all those things, clearly she wants something else. You see how it's clear as day now? It's like, it's obvious.
Damn. Yeah, that's a great answer, man. That makes sense.
Awesome. So let's watch.
More of her time back, while still didn't lose money if I understood her correctly. So then I just asked her what she's currently doing. She said real estate, and this was my question, to know what direction I should go in. Can you let me know if this was good? Okay. Out of the different things you mentioned, look, I understand a little bit more important to you, not having your face everywhere. It's a bit more anonymous, I guess you could say. It's less physical, that you can work from wherever you want to. Also, money aspect.
Why does Antonator look so young? This was 2 months, but look at him. Isn't he like super young on this one? It's like you aged 8 years. Good though, because you look like a kid in this one, so that's good.
Aspect, of course. Which of those would you say is like the biggest thing that makes you interested in doing something like this?
Yeah, so of course the flexibility of location, you know. But to be honest, Andre, if
You see, again, location. She just keeps going at that. I'm telling you, I was right on the ball. It was that. It was that. It's the fact that it's not because she's tired. It's because she just wants to go to the to Jamaica, you know? She just wants to go to Mexico, I don't know, and be in a bikini beach and and talk. Right? Let's just be more family friendly. Just talk with the dude in Mexico, you know, meeting up, drinking a margarita. Okay, that's what she wants. She doesn't want to feel like this. She feels old. She feels like she's dying. But you have to say that, not immediately, but slowly getting her to realize it. Because if she says, if we get to the truth and she says, Andrew Nader, I am dying, you are her savior. And you didn't, and if you did things correctly, you wouldn't have just saved this person with a good job, but you also would have closed something else and a lot of money. So you slept on this one. Yeah?
if this doesn't make money, then I'm not interested in it.
You can see here again, skepticism.
This is a great point. I'm always saying that in order for you to succeed in sales, all of you know, you need a good offer. Without a good offer, you're fucked. All right? Is the reality. Also, you need to have what I like to just to call the luck of the prospect, the roll of the dice, which is it could be a good offer, but if you're just getting prospects who genuinely are from Nigeria, no disrespect, Tyler, I know you're from Nigeria.
Why are you enticing me?
You're cooked.
Oh.
And the third one is your skill level. So do you see how the skill level matters now? Because with this skill level, you would have closed. So that's my point. And you would have made good money out of this one.
You know, like that's make money. And I understand it's not something that will make money right away. And I also wonder, like, it's really that good. Like, why isn't everybody doing it? You know, I'm just trying to figure out, like, is it really that good? Or did I just land on certain videos that make it sound that good? You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to learn.
Then as for this.
And
Okay.
I'm always driving level.
All right. And is that not something you want to?
Again, through the whole call, she's just being neutral and distant from it. If you allow her to be distant from it, she will never do anything. That's why she gave you the objection.
You want to do any more? You want to do it in
No, I
slightly?
just want to keep doing it. I'm number one in the state. I'm definitely doing it. I just want something else on the side.
Okay. Is that, you know, to make more money, would you say, or is it to being able to work a bit less hours?
You bought it. You completely believe her. And now you're talking about a lie that she's telling you. This is going nowhere, okay? Like, it's basically what Amro said. She just wants to feel back to her old days when she was being gangbanged, you know? Now it's like she just wants to feel alive, and if you buy into her rationalization, it's not going anywhere, you know? I know it's difficult, clearly. Difficult to spot it, difficult to realize it, but just keep in mind, as I'm always saying this, how much, if you guys literally have to draw a line on your progress individually, how would that progress be increasing? Because I know the progress of each one of you. And I'm talking about do it from the last month and really compare how much you improved in 1 month. What about in 3 months, in 6 months, in 1 year? How much have you improved just by being here working like this? So the more you keep doing this, the more you realize, imagine the beast that I will be in no time, but the beast that I am today, because this are the stuff that half of you are already catching. Okay? So just keep going, because it's exponential.
Hours at your current job?
Kind of both. Combination. Like, make more money without it's make more money without having to do all the traveling and all
the make more money is just that it's a nice to have in this scenario.
talking.
She really wants to have a job that is allowing her to do stuff that she wants. Yeah. I like that too, George. Yes, I agree.
Because right now I have clients.
I guess the pain was not really the money in her case, but it was the time she was working, because this mile her. Roughly, understanding varies a lot, honestly, but roughly how many hours would you say?
You see, now it's very clear. So when you listen to yourself saying, I guess the pain wasn't the money, you know, it's like, yeah, no shit. Tyler is black, you know, no shit.
They were working on a typical week?
60 and more.
16 more. Okay. But at the same time,
She felt pain, but also pride when she said that. It's two things. She's proud that she works all those hours, but she's also in pain. Look at the face again. She definitely does not have a good camera, but
And more.
so it's a bit of proud, but also pain. If it's fucking confusing, you're like, nah, no way I'm seeing that shit. It's like, okay, you're right on spotting the pain because it's true. All right, so yes.
16 more. Okay. But at the same time, I'm fucking confused because she also said this. Okay. Was that something you wanted to work
Yeah.
more in the past? Yeah.
Yeah, I want more money.
Okay. Another
You see? You see? You can call out everything just from the face. She likes doing that too. It's just that she doesn't like the fact that she has to be boxed in one place. You see? So it's also human patterns. You guys are going to become very good with human patterns, with psychology, with this. That I'm pretty sure you guys already realized that you're slowly being able to read people in front of you. It's like, yeah, I know it's obvious what's happening with you. Yeah, okay, it's obvious. And sometimes you have to calibrate yourself at how can I make you understand this? And not just with the prospect, with friends, with family, with everyone. You start to see human patterns. So the better you become, the more you see, the easier this gets. I caught it as soon as she said it, she expressed it, I caught it. Okay, her problem is this. You guys will be at the same level too, and even better. So, yeah.
interesting component of the call. Again,
Keep in mind, we're all babies. All of us. Okay? The current level of sales that we have, we can beat the shit out of 99% of the people out there. And we're still babies. All of us, including myself. In a couple years, the monsters that we will be, I will literally have Matt bleep this on my fucking balls. Okay? I will have begging me to fuck him. All of you would have every offer begging for your position in their company. Please be my closer, all of you. Give it time. Give it time. Tyler, you're still going to be black. I'm sorry. I cannot do anything on that one. Okay? It is what it is. Kevin already accepted it. He's like, look at him. He's like, fuck it. Yeah. It is what it is. So, yes. Anyways, let's keep watching a bit more.
understanding varies, but roughly how much money do you make?
A lot.
Okay, I mean that's good, I guess. But what do you define as a lot?
It's a lot. Like, I mean, this will never replace what I'm doing, what I make, but
Okay, yeah, I mean, don't worry, I'm not the type
I understand,
crazy
just,
or
you know,
anything like that.
it's just a lot.
Okay, so can you give me a range, like roughly, so I get an understanding?
No, I'm sorry, it's a lot. Like, it's not 5 or 10 or 20 or 25,000 a month. It's more,
Okay, more like 50 or so.
maybe a little more.
Okay, is there a reason you're self-secretive about it?
So you see how nervous you are? Oh, man, I would love to have this as a prospect. I would just rip her to pieces. So when she says a lot, yeah, no, a lot. Okay, like 2 million a month then? No, I mean, so how much? And now it's like immediately with that, she's fucked. Because what? She's probably making, I don't know, 60, 70, maybe 100, 200, 300, I don't know. But if I say, oh, look, so you're making like 2 million a month, and I'm not even looking at her, like I'm just downplaying it, 2 million a month. Of course, she's not making 2 million a month. She doesn't even have a good camera to record herself. So I'm going to make her feel like shit, right? Another way of doing this is when people tell you very, very confidently, hey, how much do you make? And they say, 300K. Wow, 300K a month. No, no, a year. Oh, it's another way of just putting them back in their place very quickly, because people do this, right? Especially Americans. Americans will always, and Jared, maybe you can vouch. If you ask an American, hey, how much do you make? They go for the year. oh, I make this much in the year, because they need to inflate the number a bit because they're insecure about it. Okay. I haven't met many people outside of the US who do this, but when someone is, there is a correlation between that. People who make a lot of money, they literally say, yeah, I make this much in this much per hour, because they're proud of that. Okay. They don't talk about the year. So it's an easy way for you to realize who you're dealing with. Side tangent on that one, but if this happens, you don't have to be nervous and ask, hey, I'm not the IRS. It's like, I told you that you can say that. Of course you can say it, but it's faster to just say, oh, you're making a lot. So you're making like what, 2 million? And even if the prospect literally says to me, and I'm not kidding, guys, if a prospect says to me, I'm making $1 billion a month, okay, $1 billion. So why do you want to do this then? I'm not even acting like, oh, wow, never do that. Never. You always act like it's not a big thing. Always it's not a big thing. Don't fall for that. So anyways, those are all the probabilities. Yeah. So anyways.
No, it's
Would
just
there
like,
ever
it's
be
just-
a situation where you're like doing on selling instead? Oh, 300K. I mean, that's pretty good. So why do you want to do it?
Within the ranges, of course. So the highest I ever got is someone who literally, allegedly, I didn't prove it, he was making 70 million a year. Okay, like according to him, which is literally the number that Jake put. That's hilarious. Sean does that too. Well, excellent then. It's literally what he writes down, a prospect making this, writing down like a gross released. Exactly. So it doesn't matter if it's 70, 60, 100, $1 billion, whatever it is, you have to make sure that is in a way that is not like a big thing. And if you're making that much, okay, that's basically, so this is what I would do. Let's say it's this offer, right? And this offer, I remember you told me that if you do it correctly, it's like 30 grand or something, like very good, right? Am I remembering correctly? Good.
Yep.
So if you're making 70 million, that means that you're making 5.8 million a month. Why in the fuck would you want to do 30 grand? And I'm literally going to say that to the prospect. Okay. That obviously makes sense, because why would you do that? I need to understand why. Is this for your son? Is this what is going on? Okay. So it's important to really assess where they are. I do like the fact that you kept on pushing and fighting to see how much they make, because with the guy that I had, there were actually 2 guys on a call. And when he said, he didn't say that he was making 70 million. He told me that he was making more than 100 million, right? And I said, okay, how much specifically? No, it's like a little bit less than 100 to be precise. No, can you give me an accurate number so I can guide you properly? Or do you want to be secretive about this? It's like, no, okay. And then he said it was 70. Okay. So I think he said 73, something last year. But my point is, if you don't really keep pushing and get the information out, I'm trying to find an analogy to cover up things, but do you guys see that I'm linking every fucking thing? Her decision on being on the call, her body language, the way she's speaking, how much she's making, the things that she said, basically having the idea of, okay, she's an old woman and she just wants to travel. I'm combining everything and I'm making something. The analogy that I gave you multiple times, the prospect throws stones at you and you grab them and you make the perfect castle. It's always that. Is this clear? Or I don't know. I think I'm making a mess of myself explaining this. How clear is this?
That makes sense. It makes sense.
Just for Engineer, motherfuckers.
Yeah, makes sense. So basically, what I'm taking away is you need to treat every prospect like a woman. It's like when they say, yeah, I'm fine, but they're really not fine. And how you do that is that you need to read the data instead of them. And good closers, which we are right now, are people who can get the data and understand the situation. But for me personally, I think I'm failing at the part of making them realize this. But great closers take that information and makes the prospect realize how fucked they are so they can change. So that's the separation, and I'm just closing all this closing journey into one lesson, which is that get the information, make them realize how fucked they are, and how you do that is you need to be direct. There's no other way. And once you do that, you become a different beast. So yeah.
Good shit. Good shit. I agree. So very good. And answering George, how would you have handled the pushback from here? Why she's so uncomfortable saying it? First, I'm saying, again, I'm crushing the ego first because there's a lot of ego there, and I don't want her to feel like her job is good because it isn't. So I'm gonna say, oh, you're making a lot. And generator gave a range. Is like, no, a lot more. Okay, so you're making like a couple million a month, or a few million a month. Then it's like, no, I mean not that much. Oh, how many zeros are we subtracting? That's probably how I would say it, to just put her in her place. And then I'm going to say, by the way, you being so secretive about this, especially, let's say, yeah, subtract one. Then I'm going to say, okay, so you're making between 100K and 900K. Why are you so secret about with just that amount? And now it's like, because I want her to see that I'm not budged by this. It's like, I'm fine with it. So yeah, that should have been enough. And let's see what she says. But yeah.
Yeah, it's enough.
Then she just started to explain that, yeah, don't worry, I will be able to afford the program, etc. Another sign of pain point here.
It's kind of like I'm interested in it. I'm interested to learn about it. I think it would be fun to do. I think eventually to be successful because, I started from zero in this job and I'm really good now. And I think, if I find a passion for it, I'm going to do great.
You see, if
I find a passion for it, like I have passion for my job. It's just that I'm older and I'm getting tired from going around, right?
And then she continued to say, so I just want to find out if I have a passion for this.
So obviously you got to talk about that, but okay, how old are you? You know when they say that you should never ask a woman for her age on a closing call, you do it. Because she's not going to like when she gives you the answer. And then you say, this woman looks like she's 50 or 40, let's say 46. So you're 46. You seem healthy. Are you healthy? Whatever the answer is. I'm doing that because it's a gamble, because she says, no, not that much. It's like, I just got an extra point to dig her with. But she look 100 too. Nah. Then I'm going to tell her, okay, do you believe that if you keep going at this rate, that you have this incapacity to travel because you're in this job? By the time that you end up leaving this job, by how old would you be? Yeah, like 10 more years. So you will be 62. Or if we said that she's 46, you will be 56. So almost 6 decades. How much would you enjoy those trips? Is that what's concerning you? And then a couple line of questions later, you guys are going to talk about that she's going to feel very insecure about being in bikini in Mexico Beach because she's 62. Okay, and that's the last coffin in the last nail in the coffin. Is like the last point, the last bullet. And she's like, yeah, I don't want to do that. Because probably she looks like she's an old lady that works out and takes care of herself. Like, I'm only seeing her face, but for some reason I believe that is the case. That being the case, these are probably her last years. So you need to bring that up to her, because that's how you create the urgency. So again, we're going in depth into this call, but just see how many things you could have done. Yeah. to really destroy her.
So I didn't really know how to handle that. So don't get me wrong, I'm not thinking that there wasn't pain here. I know there was a shit ton of pain. My problem was more like, where do I go? And also that she showed a lot of signs of being uncertain about the whole idea. She literally just said that she was working from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., sometimes more, every day. Every day. And she's starting to get a bit tired, but she still want to do it. Or just work a little bit less. So this is really the part I wanted to show you, where I push back a bit on her, almost a little.
So you're working. So you're 56, sorry, you're 46. You're working 12 hours every single day, which means that half of your life you're working. You don't have the freedom to travel anywhere, and time's running out. What are you going to do? That's crushing for her, if I say it like that. That literally destroys her. Leading as it is, that destroys her. Okay?
A little bit of unselling, but I don't know, man. Okay. Given that you as you say, make very good money, can't you just, work a little bit less hours?
Right.
Yeah, you see, these questions are not... What are you doing with these questions? They're not necessarily creating anything.
I'd like to work less hours.
Yeah, so that's my question. As opposed to taking on something new, can't you just, take on a few less hours, work a little bit less?
You see what you're doing? Also, your face is explaining it here. Let me see if I can catch it.
I'd like to work less hours.
Yeah, so that's my question. As opposed to taking on something new, can't you just, take on a few less hours, work a little bit less?
I cannot really catch it perfectly.
On something new, can't you just, take on a few less hours, work a little bit less?
Okay, I'm just gonna express it more myself, but basically it's a combination of gestures that you're doing, which is, I'm trying to find what I can do for you. This is what you're doing. I'm trying to find what I can do for you. Okay, you saying, do you want to work a bit less? You're basically trying to hook her into the idea. Okay, that's what you did there. When in reality is, you should have done the opposite, which is, okay, so you're fine with working 12 hours every single day at 46 without the capacity to travel. No, I'm not. That's a perfect way of using enticing in there. Okay, so that's what you should have done. You should, if I'm being honest, I'm not gonna say, do you want to work less? I'm saying, oh, you want to work more? I'm going with the other I'm going with the other end. So yeah, that's probably the problem here. Again, you could have done a lot worse, Would you be against working less hours? You could have done something like that. You could have literally said, you know that the tree that has branches in heaven has roots in hell? Like, you could have done that. That's like, obviously could have been a lot worse, right? But still.
Less?
Yeah, I could do that too.
Wouldn't that be?
I could do that too. You see, she's so not feeling it. And you have been in this call for 17 minutes, and she has zero pain, zero ownership, zero commitment, zero anything. There's no way this is a close. Obviously, she's going to give you an objection. Obviously. So, yeah.
Smile she had there. What does that mean? Is it painful smile? Even though this doesn't require the most amount of hours. Again, this isn't. I know you were concerned. It's too good to be true, and I get.
That smile was basically she trying to be nice to you. She's looking at you like, you're asking me these questions, I'm just gonna answer them. That's basically what she's doing, by the way. So again, you're destroying your competency in this way of behaving. You're basically Jared. It's just that Jared's prospect was like, dude, what the fuck? She is like, okay, I'll just answer. All right. But again, both of you are just having the same problem on this one.
The only reason I say this is to make her trust more in the idea. That I'm saying, no, this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. This still requires serious work. But let me know what you think about that. I want to give you a realistic picture. This isn't really too good to be true.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. It still requires, work, especially in the beginning, until you can kind of automate it more and more. There will be a learning curve, right? So you're looking at least a few hours a week to divide to this. Also a bit of investment, of course, etc., etc. So if you're, making so good money, why not, settle down a bit, work a bit less hours?
This, you should have said at minute 1. Okay.
Yeah, I think we went over this with you. I went over it with, I don't know what his name was, Barry, Billy, something. Freddie, the other guy that called me. Is I think I'm trying to move away from the physical movement. I think that's what it is really. Like instead of I'm trying to find something where I don't have to be present physically all the time and moving around, right? Does that make sense to you?
That does make sense to me.
Oh,
But I
yeah.
can assume, you're probably making
No. No, it doesn't make sense. What physical movement do you do in your job? 12 hours a day, every day. What do you do? And when she tells you, you say, how much longer do you want to be that in being that place? Well, you could be just sitting on a laptop in the Bahamas being gangbanged by 8 brothers while you're automating a YouTube video and making less money, but on that aspect, right? So again, you see, it's just one piece of data. That's all you need sometimes.
making good money for a long time. You've been working very hard for, I assume, the past 20 years. Can't you just settle down a bit and work a few
Yeah.
less hours? Or
Let's see. I may go that route after our meeting. Let's just talk and see.
Because my idea was,
You see, she's getting anxious. Let's just talk and see. So she just wants to get to the stuff.
she said she didn't want to leave this job at all, because she was performing so well. So if she still want to keep that job and she's making so good money, and she said, like, it wasn't that she was making a shit ton of money, but her expenses were also real high. She said, no, that's honestly not a problem. So my idea was just, okay, why not take on a bit less work with your current job? Like, instead of working every day, maybe you can do it 3 days a week. Okay.
Your English improved a lot as well in the last couple months.
Okay, I see. So it's not the money thing that is pressing you, that, if you took on a few less hours, that you wouldn't be able to pay bills, you sound like.
In the call that from today, the booty campers asked George, hey, did your communications improve since you were a closer? Fuck yeah.
No, I would.
Okay. So if you're not really sure if you're passionate about this, and really what it sounds like what you're after is a bit of freedom and being able to set it down a little bit at least, isn't that the best solution than taking on something completely new?
As I said, I'm interested with this thing, but it seems like you don't think it's the right fit. Is that what you're saying?
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that's really what I'm asking you. Obviously, from my perspective, I know that this can work for everybody, that anybody that puts their time and effort into this. But if you're making good money,
do you see how she, even being as nice as she is, she's like, what is going on with this conversation? And she's like, okay, can we get to the point, basically? And this is happening because you're not, if there's a good takeaway from today, is asking the good questions. Kevin, what the fuck? Kevin wanting to bag the old lady, it's crazy. Nah, Kevin, god damn. God damn. All right. So basically, my point is, the takeaway from today is Kevin the Gilf Hunter. Nah. So, Kevin, chill, man. So, oh no. All right. The takeaway is this, lads, ask good questions. Okay. Jared didn't ask good questions, lost the deal. Andrew Nader didn't ask good questions, lost the deal. All right. It's very important to ask the proper good questions.
why not just work a few less hours?
I said, yeah, this is always a good thing. So, Andre, I get it. I mean, I get it. I get what you're saying. Do you want to tell me more about it?
Bruh, what the fuck? Because I know she was very direct, and up until this point, I hadn't really gotten a lot of pain either. And she was very direct, and she was in a time limit. But I knew that if I don't get a strong reason as to why she actually want to do this, she will give me the I need to think about rejection.
So, if it's in a real case, let's say I just spawned, in this case right now, that we have wasted 20 minutes with dumb questions that lead to nowhere, and she's very frustrated. Considering she has the money to do it, because I just spawned and I know there's pain in there that I can actually convince her to, I'm going to pitch her now. Okay? Why? Because I know she can afford it. Because I know there's pain. I just didn't got it. But I know that if I just keep going with the questions, she's going to say, you know what, let's just leave it here. Okay? So this is a very unique case. I just want everyone to understand. If I just spawned, I would have done that. However, if I don't see the prospect having a good amount of money, I'm not advancing. I'm going to tell her, no, I haven't found, I'm even going to call it out. If I'm unable to find the pain, I'm going to call it out. And I'm going to say, I don't see why I should give you the chance to join and work with us, because you're not telling me that there's any reason. I couldn't find it. Do you want to really tell me what's going on? This will be in the case that I really don't know what to do. That I'm super lost. All right. You can just call out the call outs. Is facing the lion to exponential. All right. However, yeah, does that make sense? That little clarification, because it's important. Yeah,
It does. It
good
does.
shit. Let's finish this one.
Which is what you did. So, what should I have done here? I'm honestly a bit lost. We appreciate it, man. Cheers.
All right, cool. So good loom actually. We got a lot of good sauce on that one. So questions, takeaways in here. Let's.
So, based on what you saw, you think that the ultimate pain for her was both the job, that it was so physical, but also that she couldn't travel. Is that your ultimate take?
Yeah, 100%.
Cool. Well, yeah, my my takeaway is, I don't know, I just felt very gay overall in Loom. Like, I don't know, I was fucking smiling around, I wasn't facing the lion, all that. So that's honestly the takeaway, to really summarize it. Don't be fucking gay and face the lion.
Absolutely. And it's just part of the journey, you know. Me back then, I would have done the same thing. And the future me looking at my goals would be, what the fuck, man? So it's fine. It's part of the process on just keep improving, keep becoming better. All right. As long as all of you have the mindset that I'm pretty sure you have, but I'm going to double it down now, that I have, which is I genuinely believe I am the shit. I believe I am the hype. I believe I know how to close. But at the same time, I know that I'm just a baby in this. I know that I have so much more to learn, so much room to grow. Okay. And all of you should be thinking in the same way, which is I believe and I know what I'm doing, but there's so many more things that I can learn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good shit. All right. Anyone else? Tyler?
Yes, sir. My first takeaway is that prospects always say, hey, does that make sense? Do you understand? I know you understand this, just to get away from talking about that. So they just use it as a shield. And I've noticed on my calls also, I like fell for the bait and be like, yeah, I understand. But by doing that, you shift away. You should be like, no, I don't understand. What do you mean? Because very different concepts are very different to people. And with asking good questions, it comes from being direct. Like I know most of us, like genuinely, if you're in a conversation, you know where you want to take it. So instead of trying to take it with steps, just take it there, but do it in a more chilled way. Because obviously the directness varies because you're starting the call. So yeah, those were my two takeaways.
Good fucking takeaways. Good. Good. Being direct. Again, guys, I'm not saying that being indirect is not useful. In some cases, it is. In some cases, it is. The thing is, you're limited on time in the calls, right? You have less than an hour. So you got to be efficient. And when you start the calls, you are being indirect by basically asking questions. You know? Technically, you are. But then when you face on some things and the call progresses, you become more and more direct. So that at the end, pretty much, you're not going to be asking questions. You're actually saying, so following that logic, you can understand why so many closers are so bad at objection handling. You know, the typical, I need to think about it. Oh, totally, for sure. What do you need to think about? Why are you being indirect? Why are you asking a question again? They tell you that they need to think about it because they don't want to tell you the real reason. And you're tell me the real reason. It's like, what? So it's not, you're not indirect in those endpoints. You're very direct. I need to think about it. You told me for 30 minutes that you hate your life. What do you mean you need to think about it? So there's so many differences on how you handle the stuff because you gradually become more assertive. You become a complete beast on it. Yeah. So food for thought on that one. Good, lads. Any other takeaways or questions? No? All right, good shit. So I got another call, but did you guys like this one? Was it good? Was it bad?
It was actually good.
It was
Yeah,
cooking.
it was good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really nice to have a good old like call review call again. That was cooking.
Yeah, we have been lately doing a lot more role plays because you guys like it. But from this stuff, you can learn a lot of stuff as well. So don't forget, don't just obsess with one and leave the other one to the side. All right. And I have an idea. Maybe we can do it in the future. We can prepare it, but we can do maybe a longer one, or maybe be a combined one, like, you know, on a Sunday we do like 4 hours or something like that, and we look at level 1 calls, when the first calls that Jared took, the first calls that Tyler took, the first call that George took, and we see that, so that you guys can see the progress. All right, I think it will be an excellent idea. Yeah, a marathon. Yes, cringe session. We can call it the cringe session. So it will be an interesting one. So yeah, because I believe that you guys sometimes are like, oh, I'm not making $20,000 million a month. It's like, yeah, chill. Do you realize how soon it is and how much you improved already? Yeah. So all right, lads, good seeing you. I will be chatting with you in the war room. All right.
Love.
Peace out. And there you have it, fuckers. That is basically one of my group coaching calls, okay? That you can see literally the mistakes that my students made when talking to prospects, the things that they missed out on, the fucking faults. Because it's just in this stuff. You probably heard the phrase, the devil is in the details. It is this shit. Because you don't know this stuff, because you don't know how to fix it. Now you have to deal with this bullshit that completely tanks the call, and you end up losing the commission. And this is fine if it happens on one call, but it happens over and over and over and over again. And then you realize at the end of the month, and you are not even at 5 figures. What the fuck? That is the gayest thing possible. So get your shit together and work with someone who can help you. If you believe I am too direct and I swear a lot, and you don't want to work with me, then perfectly fine. Go fuck yourself. There are other mentors that are really good out there anyways. Go work with them. But my point is that you need someone. You need someone, because the more you do things alone, the slower it's going to take. Okay? Guys, in life, you pay. You pay with time or you pay with money. Stop being a fucking idiot and pay with money. Because money, you can get it back. Money you can just make all the time. Money you don't. It doesn't matter how old you are. If you're in your teens, if you're in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s, whatever. I know you know that. You know this. You blinked and 10 years passed, and it's gonna happen again and again and again until you fucking die. So stop paying with time. Pay with money. Anyways. If you liked the video, don't forget to drop the fucking like. If you want to work with me, you can see the link down below. And if you want to go fuck yourself, go do that one too. See you in the next video.